Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Monday, March the 9th, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. Walmal method, day 7. Yes, I changed the color to red because there's a lot of blood in the streets today. The market had to put the brakes on. Stock markets fell. Oil fell. Yesterday, it was crazy. Did you see the huge gap downs? Those gaps, most of them haven't filled yet. And boys and girls, I just want you to know one thing, fellow traders, that these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine, and that trading's very risky. We've seen that over the past 24 hours for sure. You can lose all of your money. So, if you are seeking trading advice, financial advice, investment advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional, someone who has a certificate on the wall stating that they're an accredited financial professional. That way, when you take their advice and you lose all of your money, you know you took the advice of an accredited financial professional rather than somebody with a funny name who posts YouTube videos or something you read on the forum or read in an email or got in a tweet or saw on Facebook. And because trading is so risky, that's why we have our risk management in place on each and every trade. So we don't lose any more than we're willing to lose on any one trade. Our position size and stop loss are placed accordingly. So, fellow traders, you can see there's plenty of gaps that haven't filled. I mean, would you look at this gap right here? Would you look at 223 pips below the weekly open and 103 off the weekly low so far? Things are pretty crazy out there. I'm wondering how long it's going to take for gasoline prices to go down. Probably not. And you can see we put in a new yearly low, 101.179 on dollar yen. And yes, I'm showing you some of these old screens. We will get to the Walmal method. But I just want you to see the craziness if you haven't seen it for yourself. And you can see here, this opening day range for the week is just going to be insane. I wonder if we're going to stay within that bar for the entire week. We actually opened below the inside bar of the month. There was a short on Friday. Maybe that's foretold the future. Let's see. We've got one pair that isn't over 100 pips in range. Have you ever seen a 1,000 pip range day? I don't think I have. I think this is the first. This is just extremely off the hook. But you know what's really funny is because of the Walmart method, I was paying attention to pound dollar. And you can see here, there's only a couple that have less range. So definitely missed the new beast. And then the pound Australian and the euro Australian and the euro New Zealand. We're talking 1,000 pip range days. I don't know when we're going to see that again. The buy zone right from the get-go, it was a short. Rat zone, very, very, very profitable if you traded it properly, if you waited for your opportunity and didn't hesitate. There were just huge profits to be made. Of course, somebody out there is going to say that's hairy hindsight, but you know, we look at these charts every day. We know what's going on. Uh, we didn't hit the daily pivot. And I don't even think we hit the weekly pivot. And we'll see in a second here. But this move definitely cleared out some old pivots. Okay, so we didn't hit this week's pivot. We didn't hit last week's pivot. But you can see you have to go back a few years to find some more pivots that haven't been hit. Almost took out this from 179 weeks ago. And if we switch over to the day, we missed 2 days in a row. But once again, we cleared out a bunch of missed pivots. And sometimes you might have to wait a while. You think this gap's going to close? We were outside of the wick zone here, so that did not apply. Now, moving on to the Walmal method. I wrote an indicator. I don't know if I showed it before or not. So working on it over the weekend, so probably not. And you probably noticed things just changed. Because on the Walmal method, you look at, actually you're looking at the H1 candle is usually the way it's done. And you see where it opens, and it's going to open between, in this case, it opened between the sweet spot 30 and 40, or it could have been between 40 or 50. So it's going to open between those simple lines. And all we want to do is go long at the upper and short at the lower. That's it. And then we set our stop loss. And then one thing that what we're doing here is we're looking at, we know the range of the pound usually on the H1 chart period is usually 15 pips or more. So if you look right here, from the high point to here, take profit on the sell, that's 15 pips. So you see here, that's only 4 pips, but it's pretty much 4 pips you can take to the bank. If you look here, you can see each one of these candles exited. Maybe I should pause the video for a second and bring up the other indicator that I worked on. Okay, boys and girls, I'm back. I made an enhancement to the sweet spots gold. It knows where the candle opened, so it'll turn this line here green and this line here red. And I guess I'll have to get this code out to everybody. But you can see here where it opened. I mean, this right here was worth 10, 20, 30, 40 pips. I mean, today is definitely an anomaly. And in fact, Walmal and I were trading together. It was, what was it, about midnight, 1 o'clock my time? I'm pretty fried from staying up past my bedtime. But it was definitely profitable. And I think he was done in 2 hours. But it was almost like fishing in a barrel. I know some traders were staying away. So right here, it says show buy, sell, set to true, and then it'll put the buy color and red color, which of course, all this is user input under your control. So, and right here, this is where you'd want to take profit. Now, what this indicator will do is, if the range is already greater than 15 or whatever you specify, I'm trying to remember if I have this one set to 15 or if I had it set to 13. Yeah, 15, my range right here. And the threshold just controls the line, so you could turn them to 25 or 20. That's up to you, however you want them spaced out. So it's going to tell me where my take profit is. Now, if the range has already been hit and it wants to go long, but it's already been hit, it's going to say nope, because if it's already gone down, now you want to go up. No, the range is already expanded. Price has expanded to hit that range, and you just be taking chances. You want to keep things on your side. So you can see here, this is where it opened, and you notice this is like the Einstein line, so you know where I got some of the code. But so right here, see, if you would have taken that sell, and you have a 10 pip stop, which would have been somewhere here. See, right now you'd be taking a sell. And in this case, we're only going to be going for about 4 pips. And you have to keep in mind there is a spread, so the price would actually have to get down below for you to actually cover your short with the 4 pips. But that's how that works. And here we go. So you can see this right here. You're already up a couple of pips. So once again, if you're trading 10 bucks a pip, you know, that's a $20 bill you can fold. I mean, if you do that, you know, 5 times a day, it's 100 bucks. It's 500 a week. I mean, it's not a lot of money. You probably couldn't live off of it unless you live out and your mortgage is paid and your cars are all paid off and you don't have to worry about it. But it's a start, and then it adds up, and then you could be making more. And so there you go. You see it just hit it again, hit that take profit. So that's how that works. In other words, from here to here, that's that 15 pip range that we look for. But today, of course, price has been ranging a lot more with a couple of exceptions here. And technically, we are outside the Walmal trading hours. So if you wanted to stick to the method, you wouldn't be trading. But as I pointed out in yesterday's video, there's a couple hours past Walmal's hours in the New York session that are just have the same statistics. So you can trade up till, I think this is the last hour of trading, the 1900. And one other chart here, just to round out the day. We are already into the weekly ATR zone. So it's definitely going to be an interesting week here. I mean, the weekly, the average over 24 weeks is 144. We've done 340. The average day is 87. We've done 340. It's just crazy out there. So, fellow traders, keep posting your questions if you have any. Also, I found a couple of bugs. I sent out some bug fixes. So anybody that's donated since, I guess, 2009, I've been sending out some fixes. It was in the one of the range indicators when it was calculating the minimum. It wasn't doing it properly. It was just a dumb mistake on my part. So I went through all those range indicators and upgraded them, fixed them, and I'm just sending them all out. So if you donated in 2010, you're going to get a 2013, maybe a 2019, etc. But that's just my way of saying thanks for your support. So, fellow traders, remember, risk management. Don't lose any more in one particular trade than you're willing to lose, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Now get out there and drain the banks. And remember, hit the subscribe, hit the like, share the video all over the internet.